training, I'm just going to go through the first steps, okay? The very basic steps. I'm not going to go through too much today because it was quite a busy day, and I don't want to sort of take you through the actual setting up process of your blog or website when I haven't had a good sleep. So I'm going to go through the basics in the first training tonight. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so part one, what you want to do. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that, if you're thinking about starting an online business and you don't know whether you should create a blog or website or anything like that, on my blog, asksotiris.com, asksotiris.com, I have a training called 101 Blogging Tips. And in the first post, I explain to you about your own land and about having your own property on the internet. So I'm not going to go into that, okay? I'm not going to explain to you why you want to do your own blog, okay? We're just going to go right through and pretend that you've decided you want to start your own blog or website and an online business in order to be able to make some money online, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to pick the right domain for your business, okay? When picking a good domain for your business, here are some of the things that I would think about before making my choice, okay? Firstly, you want to ask yourself, is the name relevant to my business or niche, okay? Now, quite often, if you're a brand yourself and you've been, a lot of people know you and people know your name and know your business name or whatever, you maybe already have a name, that's fine. If nobody knows you from Adam, right, and you want to use your own name as the brand, you can do it, right? You can do it, and that's fine. But what you have to remember is that when people see your domain name, often they won't actually know what your business is about, okay, if it's just yourname.com, okay? So, if you're an expert in martial arts and you call yourself, steviesmith.com, right? Well, a lot of people aren't going to really know who steviesmith.com is. So they're not going to know it's a martial arts website, right? So that's why I'm saying, is your name of your martial arts website relevant to the name of your business? Okay, so if you're if you're taijutsu, if such a martial art exists, if you're a Thai jitsu coach living in Dungannon, right? You might want to buy the domain taijutsu.dungannon.com, okay, if you're a local business and you're bringing people in locally to your business. If you're bringing people from worldwide and doing online trainings where you're actually doing it live, you'll want to buy a .com domain, a worldwide domain. So so basically, does the domain name actually describe what you do in a few words, okay? It's a really good idea to get a domain name that describes what you do in a few words, because then it's really, really easy to know. It's really, really easy to know what your business is about. The other thing that's important as well is your domain name memorable? Now, when I say is it memorable, if you say it a few times, is it easy to remember? Okay. Sometimes people will buy domains and people will buy domains with numbers in them and stuff. And it actually makes it completely unmemorable. Okay. Now, when I first, started an online business, I bought a domain called one-to-one-internetcoaching.com, right? And it was the number 1, TO1, internetcoaching.com. But then I realized that a lot of people typed in one-on-one internet coaching, right? So I bought that. And then I I realized that some people wouldn't type in the numbers, right? So instead of the number one on one internet coaching, then I ended up having to buy ONE, one, ONE internet coaching, right? Because sometimes people would get mixed up. So if people think your domain name and you put a number in it or something, quite often people aren't going to remember it, or they're going to go to the wrong domain. They're going to go to somebody else's website. So that's another thing you want to think about, okay? In your domain name, I would suggest a domain name that people are not going to make mistakes with, if possible. Are there relevant keywords in your domain that your customers are typing into Google or looking for? The thing is, if they're typing, now it used to be exact match domains used to rank really, really well, and they don't rank as well now, so as they did. So, you know, if you bought a website, you know, appliancerepairsbangor.com, it would rank number 1 on Google, okay, if someone typed in appliance repairs Bangor. And some of them still do, because I have a client who did one for it, it still ranks for that. But sometimes, even if it doesn't rank, okay, even if it doesn't rank for the keyword, when people actually go to Google and they type in a search and the name of the website comes up and it is the keywords they're looking for, right? So if they're looking their appliance repaired in Bangor and they see a domain name, appliance repairs Bangor, they're going, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So, you know, having relevant keywords in your domain will let people know that that's what they're actually looking for quite often, okay? So it can be very beneficial to have relevant keywords in your domain. Also, it can help you to rank in the search engine for these keywords as well, okay? But it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still, you know, it still sounds a lot better, and it's also quite memorable, okay? So, you know, if you're looking for a car mechanic in Ballymena and somebody has a, you know, website called carrepairsballymena.com, it's going to be not that hard to remember, okay? Whereas if you know, if you have you decide to start a garage and you're like working in Ballymena and your name's, you know, PowellZalewski.com, right? Or, you know, JoeKaczynski.com, right? Nobody's going to even know how to spell it, or nobody's going to remember it, okay? So, like, even with my website, I mean, my name's Satiris Basakropoulos, and to keep my domain name, I did buy the domain, right? But I never use it as my main domain, and I would never use that, you know, for people to look for me, because nobody could spell my name, right? So, you know, it's important as well that people are going to be able to spell the name, remember the name, and it's going to look relevant. Last but not least, most importantly, is that the actual domain name is available, okay? So whatever domain name you use, make sure it's available. You get some people, you know, I get some people saying, oh, I just want a one-word domain, I want a short domain and all, and that can be good sometimes, but the thing about it is, you know, a lot of domain names are gone now, and I think you're better to have like a domain name with 2 or 3 words that are memorable and niche and tell people exactly what your website is, than to have a short domain name that sounds really corny and people have no clue what it's about, okay? So that's something else to bear in mind. The other thing you want to remember is be ready to buy the domain immediately if it's available, okay? So if you think about a domain, you write down what, you know, some domain names, and you're ready to, you want to be ready to buy it, okay? So if the one you want is available, buy it. Have at least a couple of debit or credit cards ready for the purchase before you start typing in your domain name and searching for it, okay? The thing is, and you need to remember, is domain registrars absolutely love selling domains for high prices, okay? So one of the way one of the way that they actually do that, right? One of the way they actually do that is that if you find a good domain and you do not buy it, right, the chances are that a day or a few weeks later, when you actually go to buy it, you'll see it's listed for $1,000 instead of, maybe the original $12 that it was, plus maybe taxes. Because by you actually searching for it, you've let the domain registrar know that you want it. You've also let the domain registrar know that, oh, there's a domain, that's not registered, that's a good domain. And they'll buy it and then they'll sell it to someone else. So when you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it, and don't start searching until you're ready to buy your domain. Another thing is, unless you're a local business or a specific country-based business, okay, so like if you're based locally in a town, or and you're just trying to get traffic locally from that town, or if you're in a specific country, so say your business is based in the UK and you deliver all over the UK, other than that, okay, that's the only reason I wouldn't buy a .com, okay? If you're wanting to sell stuff online to people from around the world, or you're wanting to bring people to your website from all around the world, you want to always buy a .com, okay? And the only reason not to buy a .com is the reasons above. You're a local business, and you're doing surveys in Belfast or something, and you just want people from Belfast to come and do surveys, right? You don't want people from, you don't want people from Africa or USA or Germany coming looking to buy a survey, okay? So for that reason, if you're a local business and you're in, UK, you buy a .co.uk domain, okay? If you're in Ireland, you buy a .ie domain. If you're in the US, you buy a .us domain. Okay, so of course the same rule also goes for other countries, right? So if you're in Spain, .España, or etc., etc., etc. And like I said, if you're planning to conquer the world with your business, if you're planning to get customers from all around the globe and multiple countries, then of course the .com is the way to go. Now, if you want to stop other people buying up your name as well, and you're sure about that domain, it's a really, really good one, and you're going to keep it for a long time, you may also want to secure your local domain as well. So you might have a local part of that business, so it might be worldwide, but you might also have a local part of the business. So, if you're based in the UK, but you do online coaching throughout the world, right? You might want to buy the .co.uk and the .com of the website, okay? I would also suggest that you buy the .net and the .org as well, in case a competitor of yours just comes along and buys your name as well, and then starts competing against you with the same name in their domain name. Of course, there are many domain registrars to choose from, okay? What I tend to do and what I tend to show people is I tend to show people to use, just one, one or two, and sort of stick to them. Because the thing is, as you use domain registrars, you get used to them. You'll know where everything is. You'll find where it is, and you'll watch your instructions. You'll be taught where things are, and you'll be able to go and do it again. Now, if you start going and buying a domain with this company, a domain with that company, a domain with the other company, quite often the domain registrars look completely different, and you'll end up spending 2 hours in support trying to find out how to do something that you knew how to do on the other domain registrar. Okay, so if you're not a technical wizard, just stick to one or two domain registrars and don't go around buying loads of different domains from all different registrars. It's often a lot less complicated as well if you actually buy your domain and hosting from the same company, as you may not even have to point your domain at all. Okay, so if the company I'm with, if I buy my domain from them, it's already pointed to them. So I can just go click create a website and my website's there. Okay. Now, if I use a different registrar, I would have to go into the registrar, point the domain, which can be tricky for someone who's never done it before. And that's one of the things that holds people back when they're starting a blog a lot. It's probably one of the most complicated things for most people to figure out. Is just pointing the domains, okay, at the beginning, and then them going live, because sometimes it takes a while for them to propagate before you can then actually create your website properly. Okay, so yeah, it's a stumbling block for many newbies. So of course, buying the domain that's already pointed at your hosting company, yeah, it makes things easy for you. So yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about this evening. It's just a few tips for when you go to buy your domain. I would suggest you don't buy your domain now, because what I'm going to do is in tomorrow's training, I'm going to talk about a bit about ideas, for registering your domain, and I'm actually going to go in live. I'm going to go in live and go like we are actually registering a domain. Okay. So that's what we'll be covering tomorrow. We'll actually be registering the domain, and then we will be creating our blog, our website, either in the second part tomorrow or else in part 3. Okay, so depending on how we go for time, that will be what we'll be doing tomorrow. Hope you found this useful. If you've any other questions in the meantime, feel free to post below in the comments. If you're on my blog or website, there's a live chat. You can get me in the live chat anytime. Or if you go to asktheorist.com/social, hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I will answer you back there as well. So that's it for me for today's training. I will see you in part 2 tomorrow.